Alright, so now we need to add a input. Sorry, give me 1 second. So yeah, we need to add the input in. So we go input here, v model equal to recipe, and v, you don't really need to learn, v dash on, key up. I said the wrong thing, it's not dash, it's, I forget what it is now. Anyways, equals submit, like that. I can't spell submit. Submit, there we go. So v input model, it's going to look for the recipe, and then when we press enter, something's going to happen. So we save that, make sure that it's above the div, below the OL. And so we now need to create a new recipe. I mean, not a new recipe, new data, new variable. So press enter here and write recipe. And we're just going to put nothing there, just like that. Alright, so let's see what happens now. Refresh it, and wow, I can do this. So now that we've got the input model, we can really start doing a lot of stuff. We can now have this user interface, or allow the user to input data in. So I can say Coke, but it's not adding into our program when I press enter. So let's fix that up now. So we go back to main.js, and then we put a comma right here. Alright, so you should have 2 curly brackets. On the second one, we press enter, or I should say the first one, you press enter, and then you write methods here. So these are going to be our methods, these are going to be all our functions. And then we do another curly brackets, and then we write here submit. Submit function event, boom. So this is going to be our function event. So when we press enter, something is going to happen. So remember on our HTML one, it says on v-on key up.enter, it's going to find this function, which is really cool stuff. So we're going to do this dot to-dos dot push, and then here bracket, and then curly bracket, word colon this dot recipe. Put a semicolon here and then save it. Let's see what happens now. Cake. Wow, now it is working. I can add in all these really cool stuff. To make it even cooler, we're going to get rid of this dot recipe. As soon as we do press enter, it's going to go blank. Let's see what happens now. Cake, it's gone. Recipe, it's gone. Awesome. We're going to go back to our HTML file, and also above input tag, do 2 curly brackets, and we're going to write recipe as well, so the user can see that what they're entering in is going to be entered. So cake. Oh, I did that wrong, did I? Sorry. Do the p tag here. P tag. My bad. Made a mistake. Yep. So p tag here. And now check this out. There we go. Cake. Done. So now we're adding things to our list, and so this to-dos.push, that's what it's doing. It's just adding these new things to the list to add. So anything we write in there will now be added. So that's fantastic. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to, like I said, make it sort of like a Coptic hat. So if you are fasting, you won't be able to add chicken to your list. So the way we do that is we're going to write here an if. So if here, we're going to write this if, and if just is a condition. We're just going to check to see this condition. So we'll go back with Fortnite. So for example, if there is no ammo, player cannot shoot. This is just basic logic. So if this dot recipe, and you might be wondering, what does this mean? This is just simply referring to here. Alright, so this dot recipe means this, because we could actually have our own local variable var recipe is equal to 0. We could do that, but equal to 0, but we're not going to do that. So this always refers to this one up here, okay? That one refers to that. Yeah, this dot recipe is equal to chicken, and we have two equal signs, because equal is one equal sign, two equal signs is equal to. There you go. And then curly brackets, and then we're going to write this. And before we go on, we're going to press enter here and write here warning, colon, put nothing in there, comma. Then we write this dot warning is equal to you cannot eat plus this dot recipe plus then speech mark or quotation mark, that's the one, you are fasting, and semicolon, and then this dot recipe equals to nothing, just like we did before. Let's see what happens here. Let's add chicken in. So it's not letting us add chicken, but it's still doing this here. So it's still technically adding things in. So if I type here chicken, it's still technically adding something to the list. It's adding nothing, but that's not what we want the user to see. So what we need to do then is we need to write an else. So if this dot recipe is equal to chicken, we say you cannot eat, don't add this into the thingamabob, and we're just going to delete the closing curly bracket and put the closing curly bracket over here, and then let's see what happens. Now it's not working at all. It's not allowing us to push any new data or anything new to the list, because it has to be else. So it's one or the other. If it's that, do that. If it's not that, you do else. So anything but chicken. And in fact, if you write chicken with a capital C, it's going to think it's different than chicken. See, chicken with a lowercase and chicken with an uppercase are totally different. One last thing we're going to do is we're going to save all this. Should have been doing that a long time. Make sure you save it or you won't see any changes. And then you need to go up here and you write div here, and then curly brackets, warning, and then div here. Now let's see what happens. Press refresh and type in chicken. That did not work. Warning. That did not work. Press Control F5. Let's see. Chicken. So it's working, but we've done something wrong. It's got to be something here. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to pause this for a second.